Good morning, everyone. Welcome to morning meeting. Today we will be joined by Ophelia, our Virginia opossum ambassador. We just have to go say good morning to her. She's very sleepy this morning. So we're gonna go try to see if she wants to hang out with us. I do have some treats to see if we can get her to come out and hang out with us this morning. I had to go peek in her little box that she sleeps in this morning, and she's very, very sleepy, so we'll see. So as always, let me know where you guys are tuning in from today. If you guys have any questions, as soon as I get inside her enclosure, I'll flip the camera around since you guys definitely want to see her more than you want to see me. Let's give her some treats and see what she thinks this morning. Ophelia! Oh, okay, girl, where are ya? So this is Ophelia's enclosure. So the front window, you can see Henry and Skeeter's enclosure. She had a little water pan. These guys will actually use a latrine. So she'll go to the bathroom in that, and then we just empty her latrine out. And her water for the day. And see some shelving that she can climb around on. And her little marble slab to keep her nice and cool during the summertime. Ophi. Good morning. Ophi do. Hi, hon. Come here. Good morning. Come here. Stop. I'm so sleepy. Good morning. Come here. Oh, yeah. Treats? Good morning, Oph. There you go. Good girl, Ophi. This is Ophelia. She is our Virginia opossum ambassador. So we're gonna let her just kind of hang out and walk around this morning. Hopefully she smells her fish juice. Oh yeah. Good girl, Ophelia. Kind of like her morning coffee. So that is actually just literally a cup of fish juice. That sometimes we'll give her as a little enrichment treat. And when she goes on programs, we do actually douse all of her snacks in some juice. She does get some fish, so we'll take the juice, even though it's kind of gross, and kind of just douse all of her food in it, because Ophelia does not like her fruits and veggies unless they are gross enough for her. Right, Oph? Want some snacks? What do you think? Want some snacks? Good morning, Chuck from Rhode Island. I hope we do. You need to open your snacks up. Like this. Come here. Good girl, Ophi. Hello. So this morning, Ophelia has some fish and grapes, a strawberry. So we'll see what she's in the mood for this morning. Come here. Good girl. Oh, crunch, 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 crunch. Yeah. So she actually has more teeth than any mammal here in North America. So she has 50 tiny little teeth, but they're not for like biting a predator or anything. So what these guys are going to do, if you guys have ever heard the term playing a possum, it means they're pretty much going to pass out, and we say play dead, but it isn't really play for them. There you go. So what happens when these guys are nervous, they're going to hiss and show all those teeth. And then if that doesn't tell the predator to go away, they will actually lose all bodily function and pass out. So they will wake up anywhere from 45 minutes to 4 hours later after this happens. When it happens, they do emit a really gross smelling ooze from their bodies. This mimics the smell of rotting flesh. They want to discourage the predator from eating them. So they pass out and hopefully wake up. Evolutionary, it's kind of cool. If predator eats them, they're passed out. But of course that defense does not work very well with cars. Oh, you found the bucket. So these guys are often hit by cars just because their defense is not exactly going to help them save themselves from a car. So we do often have opossums that do get hit. That is not Ophelia's story, however. You have a whole cup of fish juice. Why are you looking at that? Yeah, come here. You have your whole cup of juice. See? There you go. Oh, you don't want that? So Ophelia was unfortunately kidnapped out of the wild as a baby. So these guys are actually our only marsupial that we have here in North America. So she's related to kangaroos and koalas. So she's a pouch just like they do. Hey, why don't you come back over here? So baby opossums are only about the size of a bumblebee when they are born. So they're very little helpless little beings. Mom will have pretty a short birth, or a short pregnancy, I mean. So they're pretty much helpless when they're first born, and then they'll crawl into mom's pouch. Mom can have up to 20 babies when she first gives birth. Unfortunately, she only has 13 nipples. And so the first 13 are the ones that survive, unfortunately. So they'll hang out there for a couple months in mom's pouch on her belly. Ophelia will not let me show you, unfortunately. So that after that couple months, they're gonna crawl out and learn how to be opossums by crawling on mom's back. So sometimes when we get opossums, we can take a good guess on how old they are. Because even in the best care, these guys only live 2 to 3 years. So if they're missing parts of their tail or fingers, or they have patches missing on their back. So if they're missing toes or fingers or parts of their ear, they had frostbite last winter, presumably. And then if they're missing patches on their back, that means that they were a mama. So they're at least old enough to do that. Good morning, Chuck from Rhode Island. Good morning, Priscilla. Yeah, she is absolutely beautiful. She does look a little bit different than a wild opossum. So you can see in her eye, she has those little fat pockets. So unfortunately, that is where opossums store their food, or store their fat. Once it's there, however, they cannot lose it. So Ophelia, when she came to us, she had been kept by a human. Someone had kidnapped her for a couple months as a baby. So Ophelia is imprinted on humans. Ophelia doesn't know she's an opossum. And so that's why she lives with us. She's lived with us for about 2.5 years now. Okay, I'm coming. Here. So she was very young, but she was not fed a proper diet. So you can see those fat pockets in her eyes. So she would have gone actually probably fully cross-eyed before she came to us if she kept being fed the diet she was. So once they store that fat there, they can actually never lose it. So like most nocturnal mammals, she can't see great, but she definitely doesn't see exactly straight either. She is pretty amazing, Chuck. We do see them a lot, unfortunately, on the road just because of their defense mechanism. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, you want to do it yourself? There you go. Please don't dump it on me. Right. Good morning, Naomi from Rhode Island. Good morning, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, actually, so our Virginia opossums and then possums are actually two different species. So we hear of possums in like Australia and other countries. We have opossums. So they are different. Here, let me do this. What do you think of that? Here, I put it all in your fish juice because that was already pretty gross. So these guys are Virginia opossums that we have here in the U.S. Oh, you're welcome, Renee. Thank you. Hello, Ophelia. Good morning, Katie. Oh, thank you for sharing, Naomi. It's been amazing to see how many people and where we've met people from these morning meetings. We've had people tune in from all over the world, which has been really cool, considering there's people in the town we are in that don't know we exist. So it's been really cool to see how far-reaching we've been able to be with these programs. So thank you so much for sharing, Naomi. Oh, yeah, she's only awake, Kara, because I woke her up. So she was in bed before I said, let's hang out for a little bit. You want any more juice and some fruit? Some dog food. What? So she is pretty nocturnal, unlike Henry. So even though they both generally are nocturnal species, Ophelia does spend a lot of her days sleeping, especially during the summertime when it gets too hot for her. She'll come out in the later afternoon right before dinner and be like, I'm hungry, but that's usually about it. Oh, thank you so much for donating, Kevin. That's really sweet of you. As always, we are a nonprofit. We don't receive any state or federal funding. Oh, good girl. I can see her grooming right now. They're cleaner than actually house cats. Yeah, so we don't receive any state or federal funding for the work we do to help us care for our 2,000 plus patients that we take care of in our hospital annually, for our 30 ambassadors that we take care of. So we could not do the work we do without donations just like yours, Kevin. So thank you so much. So with her grooming, you can see she's licking her paws right now. She got probably some fish juice on there. They're actually cleaner than most house cats. So they are prolific groomers. You can see her rubbing her fingers along her face right now, getting all that fish juice off. As a nocturnal animal, they're walking around the forest floor at night. So she can actually get a lot of ticks on her. As a marsupial, she has different biology than placental mammals like us. So her body temperature is actually a lot lower than ours. So she can't contract Lyme, she can't contract rabies, she can't contract a lot of tick-borne diseases. So she will actually eat all those ticks. We estimate they can eat over 5,000 ticks in a single summer. And so they're going to eat all those ticks, which are then out of our own habitats, and then not giving us all those really bad diseases. So even though these guys are scavengers, we see them a lot in our trash, they're just opportunistic. They're going to eat whatever they can. They are omnivores just like us, so she eats fruits and veggies and meat and eggs. So she will eat pretty much anything she can get, which is why we do see them in the trash. They're just trying to get their food. That's how they got here originally. From the name Virginia opossum. Virginia used to be the most farthest they came, going northward, but of course humans have a lot of trash, and as a result, these guys followed our highways. So you can see she has no fur on her rat-like tail, on her ears, on her nose, on her paws. She actually has a thumb on her back feet, just like we do. So she... Oh, good night. They weren't here up until about 20 or 30 years ago. And then, so that's how we can tell when they come into us how old they are. I'll take a good guess, at least. So even though we do see them a lot in our trash and eating a lot of gross things, they are, at the end of the day, really good for us. They are our janitors in nature and help keep us nice and healthy. Right, Miss Sophie? So I'm going back to your questions. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, Ophelia is one of our 30 non-releasable ambassadors who gets to go to schools and libraries and nursing homes when we're not in a pandemic. We do pretty much a program every single day. We're off-site going somewhere, bringing our ambassadors on adventures and getting to meet everyone in the public. So we certainly love taking care of our ambassadors and using them as education tools and teaching people about how cool they are. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah. You'd actually be surprised, though, Elizabeth. Over the last couple years, we've really grown our programming and our educational programming off-site. And so as we are doing a lot more programs, we are reaching a lot more people now than we used to in the past. We've been in existence for over 30 years now. So our programming really hadn't really taken off until the last couple of years, going off-site into schools and stuff like that. So we'd be really surprised how many people actually still don't know we're here, which is really funny to hear when we have people that do bring animals into our hospital. They're like, oh, we didn't even know. Like, yeah. It's a pretty cool thing we have going on here. I've heard they will enter through pet doors and eat cat food, dog food. Yes. I have heard that too. They do really love cat food and dog food. That is part of Ophelia's normal diet on her platters. So there actually might still be some, yeah. She has a couple pieces that she didn't eat from last night. They are different, they have different protein levels, and so we do actually give her dog food where we might give, like, a baby opossum or one that's still growing, cat food, just because it has more protein. Cats are, historically, just carnivores, where dogs are omnivores. So they do require a bit more protein than dogs do. So we do give a lot of our patients more cat food, but we do give Ophelia dog food. She's clearly very well fed and taken care of. So we don't have to worry about that. But they will, 'cause that nose is very, very good. Remember I said her eyesight isn't great. And so they do smell out their food to try to find something to eat. And so if they smell cat food and it's an opportunity that they can take advantage of, they will try to get in. Kara, has she fostered, or any of our mammals ever fostered? So none of our current mammals have. Ophelia, just like Henry, is imprinted on humans, so she would not be able to be a foster mom, just because she doesn't really know she's an opossum. And Skeeter is a neutered male. And squirrels grow so fast and we get so many of them, we are able to just put them in large groups, so they can learn what they are from each other. And so we don't have to really worry about the squirrels when we get them as babies, just because they can be surrounded by other squirrels, and so they learn what they are from them. Unlike sometimes we get, if we have a solo bird species or something that we don't get as often, we do put like a mirror in there to teach them what they are. But a lot of our mammals we do get in groups, just because that's how they have their young, that's how they breed. So we can usually just keep a group of babies together so they learn what they are from each other. There's a lot of innate information that they can learn. We do have a kind of threshold on what we can take, especially right now during the pandemic, for babies, how big they are. Because when any baby is really too little, they're not going to survive, just because they do need some of the bacteria and that kind of stuff from mom and dad. So actually when we do get little tiny neonate babies, it is really hard to get them to survive in captivity. They do need mom and dad's bacteria and stuff like that to get in the wild. Just like us, there's good and bad bacteria, and they do need to get some of that from mom and dad in the wild. So not that I know of any of our mammals have ever fostered. I've only been here about 2 years now, so and all of our mammals that we currently have, we've had during that time. So I'm not totally positive on that, but not that I know of at least. Yeah, they do love fruit, definitely a lot more than veggies. Ophelia, we do have to douse her veggies in fish juice. Ophi, come on. Stop. I'm trying to sleep, human. Yeah, very beneficial. Oh, thank you, Chuck. That definitely means a lot to us. I'm our education fellow, so my position's kind of a learning experience, learning how to take care of our ambassadors, how to do programming. So thank you. That compliment really means a lot to me. So thank you, Chuck. Right, Ophi do? Yeah, I'm pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't like to see live animals too? Even though she would rather take a nap. Ophi. Stop. So I know it's a little early, but if you guys have any last questions, I can certainly answer them. But obviously Ophelia is ready to go back to bed this morning. So we're gonna let her go back if you guys don't have any questions. But I know she's like, I'm so tired, I'm nocturnal, I was awake all night. You just don't understand humans. Yeah, so we'll actually, when we feed her at night, I'll take her platter and kind of hide it all over. She has like one of these little cat climbing things. As you can see right here, I haven't picked up her leftovers yet. She had some cut up green bean that she did not appreciate having last night. I think that's about it. She usually eats her fruit and her dog food and cat food, but it's also going into wintertime, so she's trying to pack on some weight to make sure she's nice and warm in the wintertime. But mostly does not like her veggies unless she has to eat them. Oh, thank you, Kara. Yeah, we certainly love her too. She's quite a ham. The fact that she's almost 3 years old now, she's a little old lady. Like I mentioned earlier, even best care usually live 2 to 3 years. We have had opossums that went to almost 4 years as ambassadors, but they do have just a short lifespan, which is why they have so many babies. So she's a little old lady, but we certainly absolutely adore her. I'm trying to go to bed, humans. Oh, thank you, Chuck. Yeah, so, we're gonna let her go back to bed. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, thank you guys. I'm so glad you guys are still hanging out with us every single day. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Ophi says, I'm sleeping. Have a great day. Hi, Brenda. Wow, Oregon. That's awesome. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.